Where are you guys going? You have caught up to these mountains.
South.
What time of day is it?
Let's see. It is day 1. The beginning of the day, if you will.
Okay.
9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
How's the water looking?
What are you looking for in the water?
How wavy is it, essentially? Is it really calm? Is it really wavy?
Neither. It's somewhere in between.
Okay.
It's a pretty normal chop. Like it's wide enough that there's definitely still like waves forming just organically. But there's also like a little bit of a current pushing outwards north.
Okay. We're going to have to cross the big river eventually, right?
Yeah. We're just trying to look for it to narrow down as much as possible.
I know. I'm just thinking, because we have 3 castings of fly,
Right.
and if Cheville turns into a bigger creature, he can carry some. I'm trying to
He has that ability?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how it works. You're muted. Sorry.
I can carry 1 regular size or 2 small size easily without losing any speed. When I
Oh.
give it.
So you could carry our
I hate
small
it.
compatriots.
Correct. So
I
that's
mean,
more-
it's totally doable. The problem is, didn't Marty say that we still had quite wasn't it a pretty far distance
Yeah,
to the other side still?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's quite far.
So
like miles far.
it's not
or
a
what?
25-foot.
Yeah, definitely more than 2.
We'll test it out. Tonight we'll test it out. Let's keep going south and we'll
Okay.
test it out tonight.
Okay, so you're gonna start going up the mountains.
Yeah, hugging the shore as best as possible, but yeah, getting into the mountain area.
Okay. Alfred is gonna let you know when you come back and get your armor put on. He's gonna let you know that you are at the correct longitude for your evac.
Okay.
Whatever the lateral one is. I know we discussed it and I probably got it wrong, but it's that one.
So this one still? Okay, so
Yeah.
we're on that correct plane.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, well, that's good. Heading south was beneficial to us as well as heading west still, so alright.
Cool.
I mean, we're gonna have to go down as far as we can today.
Who's leading? Who's keeping watch?
I can keep watch. Just what does the other shoreline look like? If we can tell, like, is it immediately mountains? Can we tell there's
Yeah.
flatlands or anything?
No,
Immediately mountains.
right across from where you are, yeah, it's immediately mountains, but these mountains are covered in trees. But like the trees just
Okay.
like spike up towards the air.
Norway-ish?
Yeah, or like Hawaiian coastline,
Oh, okay.
you know?
I will keep an eye out for
Okay.
whoever wants to lead.
Hawaiian or like Thailand, Indonesia, that kind of deal.
I guess I will lead again.
Sir Bird, yes.
Who's keeping watch? Anyone?
Then,
I'll do it.
Yeah. I think it's
For
just
sure.
the same roles.
Okay. Joga, you doing the watch?
you can watch.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll me a 66.
Sorry, is that for all of us or just Joker?
Just Jogas.
Okay.
So I need a survival, or what did I need?
Yeah, survival.
I got a 16.
All right.
Not bad.
Can you also roll me a 66?
Ooh.
Joga, what'd you roll?
That was good.
55.
55. While you're looking out, you're gonna see Gonna wait for Grok to tell me his.
24.
Fair.
Okay. You're gonna see Grok put his foot through a spot of what looked like packed dirt, and it just crumbles immediately. And his foot's gonna go straight through it, and a horde of bees, angry bees, are gonna just start pouring out of it.
I shouldn't have taken that honey bath.
And they are going to start stinging you aggressively.
Them in fire.
I'm assuming they have the initial move, and then we can do something about it.
Yeah, no, they're going to sting the shit out of Grok. Grok, can you give me a fortitude save?
I can indeed. It's a good thing I have a high fortitude. So for the throw, I add the total, right? On my sheet, there's the total thing.
Mm-hmm.
The total slot, right?
Yeah, right by fort.
13.
You are actually fine.
Oh,
You feel their venom kind of like pumping through you, and you start getting like a little bit of a headache, but it doesn't get too far than that. You do take 5 points of damage, though.
ooh.
I would like to immediately cast Calm Emotions anywhere there's a bee.
Are you gonna singly target each bee?
It's an area of effect. So.
Does calm emotions affect non-humanoid creatures?
Good
I thought they had to
question.
have like a
I'm
certain
pretty sure.
intelligence level.
Can anybody make
Oh, that
smoke
might be it.
specific?
Let's see. Honestly, I'm just gonna look it up.
It's a
I don't
swarm of
remember
bees intelligent level.
Come on,
Let's
they
see.
get the vibe. Only 2 of us.
Bros,
here.
chill.
All of a sudden,
Dude,
these
it's
violent
all-
bees that just had their home collapsed. Oh, yeah, no problem, man.
My
We'll just,
bees. 'Twas but an unfortunate accident.
you just killed our queen, but that's cool. We'll just rebuild because we're not just workers or anything. It's fine. It'll happen.
The spell just says creatures.
Yeah, I'm reading it. These don't have an intelligence, so I don't think you can calm them, because there's really no reasoning, whatever you would embed into the spell. They are just insects.
Again, use smoke. They're bees.
What are the-
Smoke relaxes bees.
What are the rest of you up to?
Bees.
Are we not being attacked? Are we not following the?
No, you see Grok put his foot through something, and now he's being swarmed by angry bees. They're just kind of clouding and swirling around him.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to get stung. But
I wear armor.
I don't really have anything that can help him right now. I mean, we can cast. I mean, Fia, you got all the fire.
No fire. Not on me.
Just saying.
I cast fireball.
Like, even like a
shit.
max fireball, you could probably take.
This is true. I just want to hurt him.
I think you can take it.
Plot twist: Thea's villain just burns all of us right now. Just
Mhm.
bees. They help my plan.
Fia betrays you all.
Maybe not a fireball, but maybe a flaming sphere.
Ah,
It's smaller in radius, so
Yeah.
it probably would encapsulate all of them.
like the bees
you-
are all.
Craig, what are you up to?
Wait a turn and then do the fireball. Hear me out on that.
Okay.
We'll do.
Yeah, fireball's probably.
Craig, what are you up to? While Fia and Cheville are trying to plan something out? Okay. You're also trying to plan something out. Greg, you're getting stung up again. Give me a fortitude save, and you take 5 points of damage.
Ooh, that's a 9 for fortitude.
You will take
What is this?
3 points temporary constitution damage.
Fabulous. Blacks.
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay, you say so.
3. Which would mean your hit point total would drop by 1 per level. Temporarily. Temporarily. So there should be like a temporary box next to a lot of these things. There should be a temporary hit point box as well.
Yep. Okay.
so you can drop it down.
I have to edit this photo because
Yeah.
I don't have a PDF. Edit.
That's fine, even if you just like,
just write it on paper.
yeah, write it down so you know.
That's the plan.
And then your fortitude save also drops because your constitution's dropping.
Yeah. Fireball. It's gonna get the.
So
Um,
if I have an 11 constitution, I have a what? Is that a +1 or is that a 0?
11, that's a 0.
Okay.
Well, he's probably fine. He's kind of like 40.
So if it went from 2 to 0, you lose 2 hit points per level, and you have -2 on your fort temporarily.
Yep.
Cool. What's everyone else up to?
Yeah, you ready?
Grok, what are you up to? Do you want to do anything?
I'm gonna run up to.
I mean, I'm gonna get my foot out. Is my foot stuck or is it just like?
No, you pull your foot out immediately, and it's followed by a bunch of bees.
So I have absolutely. Okay. Do I have anything here that I can use? I still have the super sleep potion. That will not help me unless the bees drink it right away.
Alright.
Yeah, you'd have to like aerosol it.
I'm gonna let him know
I'm
there's
gonna
gonna be a
drop to
bit
the
of an
ground. I go
explosion, but
prone.
he should be fine.
I go prone.
I'm
I just
gonna
drop it to the
grab
ground.
him
Okay.
and say ready, and dimension door back 100 feet.
Do you run up to him?
You're gonna get a bit cooked,
Yeah,
but not
I'm
as
running
much
up.
as Thanksgiving.
Okay. You guys see Jugai, are you blinking up to him or running up to him?
I'm running up to him.
Alright. You see Jugai just bolt,
Got something?
grab him by like the collar, and then walk through a envelope in the air and pop back up behind the group.
Perfect.
Hit him.
Alright, hitting a fireball.
Okay.
Damage is 33.
Ooh, it's pretty
Yeah, you cook them. You cook them all. You cook them all.
Yeah, I'm here for the bees, but these bees need to be gone. These were
Hey,
like wasps.
He only sent out chill vibes, and they said no.
Right.
Fair.
Feel it
We will not
incense.
kill. We are
Laid
the
out a
bees.
picnic. Because they
Anybody
want
here
none.
see
Alright. You guys are headed up into the mountains. You
How
get
long do I lose constitution points for, by the way?
until you rest.
Okay.
And then you roll to see how many you regain. Because you might not regain them all at once.
Okay. Just so I know.
Are you guys
Did anyone
staying?
give you healing? Did he cast healing on himself?
I mean, if I have a healing skill, can I not just use? Oh, I don't know if I have anything. I don't have any like bandages or stuff.
Heal skill is for like pulling out an arrow that's stuck in you, bandaging up something that's bleeding out, that kind of a thing.
Yeah. Okay. Because I don't have my. For those of you who don't know, I'm not a bard anymore. I don't have any of that magic. I don't have any of that stuff.
Oh,
Oh.
that's
Yeah.
that's rough.
Well.
It's not too bad.
Now would be a bad
saying
time
relatively.
to mention Grok is allergic to bees.
EpiPen.
Little Miku, what have you got in your bag of tricks to help out Grog, who has been beat the hell up by some bees?
Miku is probably pissed that we killed the bees. Let's be real.
He turns his little backpack over and shakes it a couple times. And all that comes out is a couple of empty vials, that jug that makes water or mayonnaise or something else.
I mean, I was kind of being figurative, not just
Yeah.
like actually what's in your bag.
Dumps
Do you have
out-
any, like,
Dumps out a
smoke?
couple very small torches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he can
Literal matchsticks.
Okay.
Literal matchsticks. That's the torch for Miku.
he can heal you up a little bit, Grok.
Oh, if you want.
Fuck. Yeah, he heals. Excuse me. He heals you 7 points.
Hey,
Okay.
there you go.
So I'm up to my temporary total. Look at that.
Look at that.
Nice. Alright. You guys are leading up the mountains. The river continues. It seems to be getting smaller. But you also come to a point where just like this natural kind of path that you're going on is curving to the right. or your left if you're in character perspective, it's curving to the east. Or you can scale down, go back down, scale down towards the shore and try and follow the shore as closely as you can south, but it's not always a dry walk.
I mean, yeah, it's probably going to be our best bet right now.
Which one?
Climbing down, and I mean, because we don't want to go. We don't want to go off to the east, right? I mean, that's going to just lead us further into these mountains, as far as we can tell. So.
How far across is the water?
Give me a spot. And if it's above a 15, give me an intelligence. One other person can do this if they want to spend time kind of trying to figure it out.
Oh yeah.
I got an 11, so that's not gonna help.
Okay.
What was it? Repeat the instructions. Sorry.
Spot 15, intelligence check after.
Intelligence. 7 intelligence, baby.
Probably takes more than a day if you're in a rowboat.
As I do not use rowboats, how long would I guess to swim? It's still a 7, but in a swimming terms of distance.
Without stopping, 2 days.
Yeah.
But you
I'm
know,
slower than a rowboat?
you don't fare as well against tides. Unless you're like completely underwater, but then you're slower completely underwater.
What if you flew?
He's not used to flying. He doesn't think of distances and flying distance.
Huh, I mean, do you think you can fly faster than a rowboat can row?
To physics. Mass equals.
I think I can swim faster than a rowboat, but that's a detail.
Yeah,
I'll have to race a rowboat at some point.
You swim at 30, right?
If I'm going in a straight line, I can swim at 120 around.
But that's
I can
using...
run in water,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
as long as it's straight.
I think you go as fast as a rowboat then.
Okay. Anyway. Alright. Okay, that's further than I thought. Anyway.
Yeah, these distances are large. These are very large distances.
Okay.
We just gotta kind of.
Some of your stomachs are rumbling.
Eat the deer.
Yeah, we got deer.
Yeah,
Finish up the deer. All right.
Is it done?
Yeah. After you finish up the rest of it, you will be out of food, but nourished.
We'll go hunting later.
We also had that half day's worth of food that was it Crag that gathered it?
I think
Yeah, but that is like perishable quickly because it's just foraged foraged around. Like
What about my
the
phantom
deer is gonna keep the longest.
Right. Well, if we can get rid. Well, okay, yeah, never mind. We probably already ate the other stuff. All right, let's get it on. Guess we're gonna try and slowly move down to the water's edge.
Okay.
That's my
East?
feeling.
This will be the second hike down. Whoever is leading, give me a roll. Whoever is watching, give me a roll.
I'm leading. Oh, that's much better, thank God.
Anybody want to watch?
26.
Cool.
Sure.
friends with rolls?
yeah, like I'm a 6. I'm gonna do it if somebody's better than me.
Oh, I'm not better than you, sure.
I got a not good.
Tell me what it
You
is.
think a 6 is bad?
Whoever's
Somebody better than a 6.
six.
it.
6. Nope. 6 it is. One
Okay.
One person's rolling.
I thought there was 2 rolls though. Which roll was that for?
One person's leading. One person's looking out.
Oh, Grok
Was that for
leading.
the lead or for the lookout?
Look out. Leave
That was
it.
for the lookout. So a 6. Cool. Can
I
you
didn't roll anything. It wasn't me.
That's fine. Can you roll a 66, lookout man? Grak, you find a perfect way, and like sometimes this like ends up at a ledge, but you seem to have timed it during a lower tide, where you guys gotta like shimmy across this little ledge that's exposed, that's still over the water, but you guys remain pretty dry throughout this whole crossing, and you start making your way down. Would you roll lookout, Evan?
I wasn't the one who looked out though. Somebody else had looked out. I thought it was
Who rolled the 6?
Nobody rolled 6.
nobody rolled a 6.
He's saying he has a
No,
plus 6.
nobody rolled a
and
6.
Oh, okay.
If somebody had it.
13. Who rolled the 13?
Oh,
Okay, roll a 66. Note which one comes first.
I got a 4 and a 3.
Okay. It begins raining. It kind of snuck up on you. You didn't see this coming as you guys go into the mountains, but it is coming up quickly. And rain is upon you, and you guys are starting to get soaked as you are carefully shimmying across little stone ledges on this like coastline to get through. Crag, you kind of don't give a shit, but the others who feel comfortable not just standing up and sleeping don't like this. This kind of sucks.
I shout over to Photonos. Can you earthbend a cliffside hut by chance?
I'm
Something
thinking I
like
make a
that.
platform.
Could
Like a
Yeah.
platform with like walls and a roof?
I do have some scrolls.
Well, I mean, I have 2 uses of stone shape. That should be enough to make a platform. And then
Totally.
The tiny hut, like
Underneath.
the elements don't get into the tiny hut, as far as I
Okay.
understand it.
Right.
So
You
I
just
think
need
that's
a
fine.
platform. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking I make like one plank that goes like diagonally up, and then one that goes across, so like it's supporting into the
Okay.
structure, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hit me with any kind of architectural schematics you want.
Better be triangles and different kind of way.
Right.
Where's the Arjo link or whatever that's thing is?
Oh, I can make a new one.
Nice.
I think it's in chat.
That would probably be the easiest way.
Aggie.
Heck yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Here you go.
Alright. So, assuming the cliff is... I'm assuming it's relatively, like, sheer? Is
Yes.
that the right word?
Yes.
Like, we're, like, here, I guess.
Okay.
Water.
Uh-huh.
Essentially, I want to, in one move, pop out like a solid thing like this that is still like connected into the mountain,
Mm-hmm.
and then another thing that is kind of supported by that.
Okay.
That is what I'm thinking. I
Totally.
think that's all the space I can make.
Okay. And where are you placing the hut?
I'm gonna place the hut on top.
Okay. Yeah, totally. Feels very supported. Feels safe. Is anyone doing anything else while he is making camp?
Pot of tea.
Okay. How are you heating it? Are you trying to start a fire in the rain?
Isn't there a little fire in the tent.
I'm making it. Instead of-
Heard. Never mind. Never
And-
mind.
To be honest,
Got ahead of myself.
the fire's not in the tent; it's outside the tent.
Well,
Keep
I
it
mean, I would
down.
stand up there, shield it with my
I mean, it
cloak,
doesn't
and make
go
it
out.
Okay.
see.
No, it doesn't go out, but
but
still,
it is outside.
yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, no, I think we're just waiting to get ready for. I mean, I'll look out or stay on watch or whatever, but
Okay.
Well, I'll do shift probably.
right.
If you feel it necessary.
Yeah. I think things can still find us here.
Okay. Whoever's taking a shift, give me a spot or a listen.
Let's roll. Got a 17 on a spot.
Okay.
A 17 on a listen.
Those bonuses, man.
Yeah.
11 on a spot.
And our 22s are gone.
One which equals 5 total, but it's a nat 1, so I'm assuming I don't get the benefits of that.
No. For like skill things, I'll let you add stuff to it. It's just one is very unfortunate. For like spell casting of higher level spells, it'll matter. In combat, it matters a little bit more. But or if you're trying to like do something really, really absurd, like some crazy acrobatic thing, then it would matter more.
Right.
All right. Who is taking what watch when?
I'll do first.
Okay.
Joy.
Who's second?
I'll do the last. I'll be last.
I'll do second.
Okay.
Third.
I'll do third then.
Oh, there was already one that did last? How many
Yes.
are there?
There's as many as we
Fourth and fifth.
I'm last.
Got it. Taking a third.
Yeah, I'll go third.
You will have to fight with Tao about it.
Oh no, it's fine. I'll do 4.
Okay. Crag, what did you roll for your spot? Or listen?
An 11.
Okay. You hear the growling of a large cat. Like the little bit of a roar and growl that follows the roar. You know what I mean? Like a lion roar. You hear that amongst the crashing waves around you and the rain.
So, like, close by.
Yeah. You hear it again.
Okay, I'm gonna wake up. Oh,
You choose.
Yeah, he's sleeping. He's sleeping like a baby.
Hashtag. Wait, who's that? Who's the next one?
Third, that would be Cheville.
Okay. I'm gonna wake up Chevelle and be like, "Hey, am I crazy? Hey, am I crazy, or do you hear kids growls?"
Do I hear cat growls? Do I hear cat growls?
You wait a little while, trying to like listen in for something. You wait a little longer. You start to tell Crag like, dude, I don't hear any, and then you hear it. This real loud, like, growl, or like, mini roar into like long, elongated growl. It sounds like it's coming from underneath you guys.
From under us?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's like the all-around sound that sounds like it's under you.
Hey, Craig, do you want to wake people up, or do we want to just like wait it out? I could just wake y'all up if I see anything, or we could just be like ready for it and deal with it right now. You know?
We might want to prepare.
Okay.
Just in case.
Let's start waking people up then. I start waking everybody up.
All right. You are all awoken.
There's
Quick,
growling.
what's going on?
We need to deal with this. Just around a cliff.
Where is it from?
from below us. But I can't get
Oh,
without
Did
dying.
nobody take a look over?
I
Sure
can.
didn't.
A little peer? Just a little take a look see?
That's where the sound is coming from.
Oh, no, I got that part. I was just confused.
What's confusing?
Right. It's all there.
So
What are you guys up to?
I'm gonna lean over the edge and look down to see what's going on.
Give me a
Do I
spot.
see anything?
It's pouring rain.
18.
You see a somewhat familiar sight of like a hybrid between a manatee and a saber-toothed cat.
Hate it.
Manicat!
Oh,
Yes!
And then you see another one. And then a third one.
Manatee and a cat.
And some dark shapes in the water below those.
Is it a catfish?
like bigger dark shapes or just more?
More.
Okay.
Like underneath the ledge. Okay.
Yeah.
This is great. This is great.
Do I get a certain mood off them?
Give me a sense motive. Or a handle animal, whichever is better.
Are they truly as graceful as everyone says they are?
True.
14. Sense motive.
Hostile.
Hostile.
Territorial.
Oof.
Alright.
Can they get up though?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I mean, how far up are we?
I think like
10 foot up?
something like that.
Right back 2 seconds.
5-10 feet. The territorial.
Well, I mean, we're not in the water. We're not trying to fuck with their water.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say if they're not coming up, we're fine. Like
Yeah.
up the side of the.
yeah, I'd agree with that. If
Maybe put 2 people on watch,
Yeah.
just in case.
I
Like,
think
the
then
next
we have to
couple
sleep in a bit.
You will have to sleep in a bit.
That's fine.
I mean, it's.
We'll see if they're
better.
still here tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Alright, who's going back to bed?
Me.
Was it the
Yeah.
end of my watch or the beginning?
It was kind of beginning middle.
Okay, so I'll stay up for a bit longer.
Okay. Who is anyone staying up with you?
If anyone wants to. Are we doing 2 ones or?
Yeah, Chevelle's next, and then it's me, so.
It's either one or you tell me what's changing.
Like, you go to bed, I'll stay up.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
I rolled a 23 for my spot for my turn.
Okay, so you're hanging over the edge, kind of watching them.
Like, not like hanging over the edge, but like close enough where I can like see things and not get ripped off the edge.
You're in a down push-up position with your eyes over the edge, watching.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm, like,
Right. Yeah, you see a few more approach. They're glancing up towards the shelf. You don't think, like, you caught eyes with one of them, but you don't really think it noticed that you caught eyes, kind of a thing. Like, there wasn't that, like, connection of, like, oh shit, I see you, you see me thing. But it's, huh?
Can I try to make a connection?
Sure. How do you want to do that?
I want to like stare it in the eyes and then do the thing like you do with dogs, where you like wink at it and then they like wink back and they like blink at the same time, you know?
Give me a handle animal.
I don't know what to do with that. Well, toss in the dark, so. 2. Yeah, sure am bad. 2 plus 0.
Yeah, nothing. Doesn't seem to even notice you hanging over the edge there.
I cautiously watch to see if they make any moves, ready to make a move, and maybe wake up compatriots if it's.
More show up. There's about like 7 now, kind of breaking the water, doing things, swirling, changing positions. There's several dark figures underneath the water.
Can I growl at them? Like, I want to roar at them like a big old cat boy.
Yeah, give me an intimidate.
Them to attack us. Awesome.
Are you changing form?
Yeah, but like, yeah, I'm changing form so I get my good, like, big roar out.
The second you change form, you get a really sick feeling to your stomach.
I'm still gonna like try and roar as big as I can.
Okay. What'd you roll?
15 plus 3, I believe. Yeah, 18, I believe.
They all have your attention.
I have all of their attention.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that does change things. I try to like stand my ground.
How do you do that?
I get my arms on the side of the lip.
Mhm.
I kind of like glare at them, ready to like roar again.
Okay. They seem intimidated,
Cool.
but they're not like fleeing in fear, but they're just like, yo, what the fuck? Who is this?
I'd like to make another attempt to intimidate them,
With the intention of...
scaring them off.
Okay. Very good. Is that your guy?
Yeah. It's hard to draw a manatee.
Yeah.
Very
Are you
weird faces.
are you using a mouse too?
Yep.
You're doing yourself no favors.
That's okay. Kind of look more like spiders, to be honest.
Kinda.
Water
the-
spiders. Definitely
No,
manatees.
Jugga, they're wonderful. They're wonderful, Jugga.
What'd you roll?
17 to intimidate.
Okay. Several of them duck away. Over time, more of them duck away until there's one just kind of like staying looking at you. And he looks at you for most of the shift till about like 10 minutes left, and then it ducks away and leaves.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Could I ask a personal favor? Can you grab me a mango or a watermelon? Thanks. Big appreciate. Jugai, more saber-tooth though. Like
I know. I'm
cat-like in the face. Cat, not total walrus. Yeah. It looks kind of like a dog though.
then.
Honestly, yeah.
My man, you got it, buddy. All right. Your shift is over. Who is next?
I am last. That is
Me.
all I know.
And what did you roll previously, if you remember?
I think it was like a 17 on a listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do not hear the growling that was there before. That is all that is new. The raining is beginning to dwindle.
Okay.
Who's next? Who is second? I think Evan was. No. You were after Evan, then Fia, probably?
It's got to be Fia, yeah.
Fia, what did you roll on your shift?
I didn't know I had one, but I'll go for it.
Everyone's got one.
Everybody has a shift.
Spot or listen, whichever you're
Everybody.
more familiar with. That is definitely a spider.
So 18 on a to listen?
18.
Definitely a spider.
Aquatic spiders.
Terrifying. Yeah, you, Tao tells you that, these aquatic cat things, seem to have left. And you notice this, like, loud droning sound coming from down the mountains. From way, way up in the mountains. But I don't think she's there anymore. So, who's last?
Me.
Alright, would you roll?
What's up? What? 8. Big fat 8.
An 8 on spot. It seems like a pretty chill time. You do see that, like, a marine layer is kind of moving in. Seems to be a much colder day today because it's not warming back up after the initial cool down from night. Everyone's gonna sleep in about an hour just to catch up on that little bit that they lost from it being woken up partway through the night. But other than that, no big deal. We're gonna move to the morning.
Cool.
Morning time. There is there is a definite fog. It is not the thickest fog you've ever seen by any means, but a definite fog in the area. Pop back to the map.
What's the fog?
The distance has closed a bit. If you continue south even more, it closes further. That you know of.
I mean, we want to just get within a reasonable distance, and then we will start attempting flyovers or whatever.
Yeah.
I think is a general plan. So.
Alright, we're all hiking down.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Ooh, good song just came out too.
Alrighty, who's leading the way and who is looking out in the meantime?
Guess who's leading the way again?
Master leader.
Womp womp womp.
12.
Okay.
Alright, look out. I got it's 26.
Awesome. Matai, can you roll me 2 d6s and remember which one came first and which one came second?
Yep. Roll you to 66. That is a 41.
Alright. Crag, Tau, Alfred, and Fia, roll me a reflex save.
Oh boy.
Oh, wait.
Oh boy.
Was that Fia?
Yes.
Al and Alfred? Okay.
That's
Mhm.
nope, 12.
Okay.
And you need a reflex save?
Yes.
That's a 5 for Fia.
Yeesh.
Dead.
Craig, what did you get?
I got a 12.
Okay. Tau?
Tao got a 21. Alfred got a 11.
Alright. Everyone but Tau. You're gonna take a quarter of your hit points in non-lethal damage as the rock shelf above collapses. And it is generally just an entire pain in the ass, both getting pelted by rocks, climbing around the rocks that are now fallen, tending to your wounds, and it is just frustrating to get through all of this.
So, question: did I heal that temporary damage back?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is about
It was
up, right?
3, right? Yeah, you're fine.
But for like how much damage I've taken right now, it's rounding up, right?
Sure.
Okay.
If you take 4 quarters, it's a full amount.
If only I knew how to math.
Maybe one day.
That's why I should go to school. Awesome.
Other than that, who is on watch?
Just keep the same order as last time.
No, were you on watch during that last time?
Yeah. Sorry, 26.
You see,
Nice.
this seems to be like the tightest point between the 2 continents that you've seen yet. It opens back up a little bit further south, and you also see this like little column of faint white smoke that Photonos has mentioned before. Further south.
Well, I'm gonna tell everyone about the smoke further south, and suggest that, hey, this is the closest we've been so far.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it passable? Or I mean, should we start making an attempt to
To go across?
fly over real quick?
It's probably gonna take a few hours to get across, even at this point.
Oh, we do not have that. Oh, fly does not last that long.
It would not take a full day, but it would still take hours.
Well,
So do we need a boat of some kind?
yeah. I mean, we can head towards this white smoke and see if there's they have a way across, or if it keeps thinning out down. But this is the thinnest it's been so far.
Okay.
So, I mean, we don't have to do anything, but I'm just saying that's
Yeah.
so.
And there's not a lot of natural objects to kind of make a raft or boat or anything, right?
No. Where you are, you're kind of
Not
in.
here, no.
Yeah, you're kind of inside of the inside of a cliff, and you're riding just along the edge where it meets the water. Sometimes you have to wade through the water. Sometimes there's chunks sticking out that you kind of cross. But you're riding the edge hard. Do you take another day or another chunk of the day to hike?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, we kind of have to.
All right.
Proceed towards the smoke.
Who is leading? Who is watching?
I guess I'm still leading.
Yeah.
Sure.
Go for it.
All right, come on, Blue Dice. Come on.
Haven't gotten lost yet.
17.
Okay.
Nice.
I wouldn't mind watching if it's worth it.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Do the do.
Well, that wasn't worth it.
Ooh,
Oh,
come on.
What was it?
Is it a survival?
Spot.
It's a 9.
Okay.
Sorry, I tried.
You guys continue further. It starts to open back up a little bit, and you see something in the water. All of you see it basically at the same time. It is awkwardly close. It is a bone white longship, similar to what you would think of a Viking in the 13th century, with a sail.
Joey.
And it is making its way down along the shore. It's on your side of the shore. In the water, probably a good 120 feet from the actual water line.
Well, let's not
It's moving, or it's
Yeah,
sitting
it's
still.
it's coming towards you. And by towards you, I mean north up the river, or up the up the channel.
Yeah. The general direction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, let's not like holler at them, but let's maybe keep moving, I guess. Or should we hide and watch what they do, or like say hi? I don't think saying hi.
I mean, why would they stop for a group of like 7 people?
No, I know, that's
What
what I
if-
mean. I'm not trying to get a ride, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think I want to even talk to these guys. So
Why not?
I just because I don't know. Some of us would. We could try it. I just want to yell at a boat. Let's yell at a boat.
I'm
Cheville,
not saying we have to yell at it, but we don't have to also hide. We
Right.
can just keep walking.
Okay, let's keep walking then.
Cheville, do you have knowledge local?
I don't think I have knowledge local of this area. I'm gonna be honest, but I do have knowledge local as a general skill.
That's fine. Roll it.
Okay. Oh, I don't get a bonus to that, so it's just a 13.
A 13.
Oh, I have knowledge local.
You're not from this plane though.
Oh, you're right. I'm from
Like I
the
said,
Boeing
I don't know
747. That's right.
Right. Cheville, you have never heard of or seen or heard tales about anything like this as a boat. This is very unsettling to you.
We should either hurry up or find a way around this.
Maybe they could give us a ride.
But we're
Unlikely.
going the opposite direction.
People on boats usually aren't a solid choice of friendship.
Well, there's water, and we have to get across.
Once we're on that boat, we're kind of stuck on the boat.
The boat's continuing forward.
We're going
It
in the
could
opposite.
very easily move us across. It's not that far.
Oh, see, this is my point.
I'm wary of strangers in this area.
The other strangers we've met have been what? Deer and weird dinosaurs?
Right.
And some bees?
But you
Mm.
forget that
If we
there
do,
is a
like-
whole.
Because we just gotta like go around the horseshoe and then we should be good, right? Like let's
We
just-
don't know it's a horseshoe. It doesn't even look like a horseshoe to us.
I mean, at worst we just find another way across. But I don't think these guys are a good option, just from like a safety standpoint.
Alright, you're from here. I will trust.
Boat. No, I mean,
Remember, there are people that
it's
don't
because of
like
the implication.
human people. So.
Fuck.
Yep.
And we are trying to go back north. Let's remember that. This is
Yeah. Eventually.
That we are.
yeah, we want to go back up.
How much of
We're,
a time
we're not going
scale
south
do we want
on
to go?
purpose.
Like, do we have a week to get there? Do we have a month to get there?
It was several weeks. Like 3.
Yeah.
Super rough. Like 3 weeks. Like if we even go just a little bit further, like as long as
You
we
had-
come back enough time.
You had 20 days 8 days ago.
Okay.
So you
got,
have 12. You have 12 days left.
Do you mind scrolling out and then like pointing where we're headed totally, like on the larger map?
We don't know. We only know that it's to the west.
Yep. We hit the proper.
Yeah, I'll mark the line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That.
Yeah.
That
It's
area.
not like we have a set distance we need to go. We don't know.
Right, that's the part that I wasn't clear about. So, okay, it looks like the river might tighten up coming up here, so we could try and cross there. But I think we should just try and like get across on our own.
Yeah.
And not try and make any friends this far out.
Like
Nope.
a friend.
Planar travel has
A-
taught me there are few friends.
A person appears in front of you. A second person appears.
Oh.
Yes. They kind of like step through the air, similar to what your friend does.
Great.
A second person steps through directly behind them. They are both dressed very similarly. They have pointed ears, elongated features. They're a little bit shorter than most humans you've ever seen, Cheville. And you didn't know, before this group of chucklefucks, that there were anything other than humans around. They
How are
start,
they dressed?
um,
Sorry.
long flowing patterns, very ornate armor, lots of whites, light grays, dark grays, polished metals, a lot of jewelry. They start speaking. Does anyone know Elven?
Oh,
Nope.
hold up. Damn it. I remember because you were
No one?
And you were like,
I
oh,
do.
you should.
Yeah.
You get another language. What
Okay.
do you know? And I was like, Elven. Everyone else knows Elven, so change the language. And now I don't know it. Now we're.
I definitely thought everyone knew Elven.
I got it.
I think some of our other characters did, but now they got.
Craig had a hard time picking up on common, okay? Like, let's slow down.
You hear that they call you trespassers, and they ask what you're doing, but it's in a strange dialect.
Squawk.
Like you can piece it together, but it's still just like, wait, what the fuck? Where the fuck are you from?
Some hodunk shit.
Over there.
Can I attempt to communicate with them?
Why not?
Secrets.
I mean,
What do you say?
use simple words like no harm, like not enemy, like just passing through. I'll like point across the lake and be like, or the river, just be like, we're trying to get over there. You know.
I was gonna say that's another thing.
They're gonna ask what do so far down
Our friend was probably solid.
is kind of what you're piecing together. And they're like weird conjugations.
Oh, why are we so far down here?
No one writes to be down here.
Okay. Kind of just. I point around the area and I kind of look around and go, unfamiliar, further up, large, down, small, just trying to cross.
Roll me a diplomacy. Two more appear. And they all start focusing on you as you're trying to speak to them back in Elven, but they're also slightly confused on what you're saying.
Well, they're gonna be real disappointed in what happens. I got a 6.
Everything.
So you have each pairing is like one probably taller looking one that's more heavily armored than the one behind them. They're carrying a pole arm and a sidearm. And the other people seem to have more like crystal bits kind of as flair and jewelry around them. And a lot less armored. As they come to you, you see that the one that's less armored takes their hand off of the shoulder of the one that's armored. A third pair appears. A fourth pair appears. The first pair are going to try and continue talking to you, and they're going to step forward.
How close are we?
10 feet.
Okay.
I mean,
That was everything.
The-
All right.
The boat is continuing forward as well.
I mean,
How?
Why here?
yeah. There. Why not there?
Where go?
Across
Uh,
that way. And I point across the
Location
river.
hard to say. Trying just to get that way. Going west.
You hear one start to like speak broken common and filling the gaps in with this this Elvish.
Okay.
Person who speaks Elvish can make out like no one's supposed to be here, not supposed to be known. You cannot know. The rest of you know. Don't know, can't know, go.
Word, yo.
I mean,
A fifth pair show up.
get us there. Gone. No interest further down. Heading west. Then up.
The lighter armored one in that first pair you're talking to steps forward and offers his hand in a handshake.
Can I sense motive?
Sure.
But will you?
Always sense motive. Constantly sense motive.
I don't sense anything. I guess I see his. I got a 2, so.
Yeah.
Can I also sense motive because I'm watching this?
Sure.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
23, baby.
It would have only been a 4 with my modifier.
23, but only understanding so little. You have no idea what they've been saying back and forth.
Yeah.
But things seem tense.
So like the hand gesture doesn't seem peaceful necessarily.
You don't know what to make of it.
I'm gonna cast tongues on myself discreetly if possible.
Do you have still spell?
No.
So you have to do the full motions.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
like,
cast anything in front of these guys.
Behind crack, if possible.
So they're gonna see it.
Yeah, I just.
They're gonna see you start to cast.
Okay.
Okay. One. Okay, you go to shake his hand. Your hands, like the webbing of your hands, just touch. The other one of the other pairs that came out shouts, counters whatever Photonos is starting to cast
How?
with a counterspell.
He was holding a counterspell?
He sure was.
Sounds sus to me, but okay. Okay.
He doesn't know what you're casting. And five
No?
pairs.
He has to. That's part of counterspelling, isn't it?
Well, he sees you like
Identify the spell.
maybe. I mean, for this scenario, he sees you casting something, and he's not going to let you finish it before he counterspells it. Does that make sense?
I guess.
But he would have
think
to know the spell to
counterspelling in
counterspell
3.5 is from what I've read, counterspelling in 3.5 is a bit weird.
It
But yeah,
it is very weird, and we can definitely suss it all out at some point.
Yeah, no worries. Alright.
So he's gonna counterspell it. If you would like to try to override it, you can try casting it again. I guess.
I only have one casting of it, so I can't.
Okay. So your spell's countered.
If you didn't actually cast it, did you? No, I'm kidding.
Nah.
A tree
Once you
falls in the
start.
forest.
3 of the 5 of them put their pole arms out, pointing towards you guys. The one that you're talking to and now holding hands with, kind of like grips onto your hand more tightly, but out of like a reflexive thing instead of like like you fell into our trap kind of thing, but more like a oh shit what the fuck.
Right. Yeah. I put my other arm out and be like, not now. Trying. Talk.
I would just like to say Fia's casting mage armor on herself.
Why are we casting more things?
Oh boy.
They're
You-
threatening us.
Yeah,
As far as
and
we
they're-
know, it's fully fair. to
They're
cast
elven
spells.
people that have us fully surrounded right now.
We can take them.
They're all in front of
They're
you.
gonna threaten us.
Hold up.
If they're
Hold up.
if we're going to fight, we might as well be ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Cast mage armor. Do your
Does
thing.
does the Whistler speak Elvish? How would I not think of this?
Oh!
Does the fucking mace I've been walking
That's
around
so
with this whole
genius.
time know Elvish?
Totally.
It just goes, oh, my bad.
Totally.
So I kind of, so Grog holds his hands up and goes, oh, like, hold up. I pull out the mace super slowly, and so obviously the elves are gonna be a little bit like, yeah.
Yeah, one of them's pointing at you, just like, what the fuck are you doing?
So like I have my one hand like held open, and the other hand's kind of pulling Whistler out.
You see the like less armored person behind that one is holding some kind of magic in his hands.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So I'm just like I'm kind of being like, okay, hold up, 2 seconds.
Mhm.
I'm gonna hold him up and just kind of like stick him in the ground, face towards the elves, and hopefully either A, he starts talking, or B, the face on a mace scares the elves away. One of the two.
You're still connected with him, and you can still hear him.
The mace also
Okay.
has Zone of Truth. Grok, if you didn't know, just
What does that do?
it's
Forces
like a
people to
zone
tell
of
the
truth. People can only tell the truth.
I'm like, hey, Whistler, you speak Elvish, right?
Yeah, you betcha.
You wanna maybe figure out why they're pointing weapons at us?
Well, I really can only talk to people who hold me. But if you want to pass me around and maybe like make a game of it or something, then we can share stories. Elves have really gone into a lot of different places in the world. You know how long they fucking live? They live so long compared to you.
So-
It's
so, like,
crazy.
I take a step back from Whistler and I point to the one elf and I point to the mace and like make like grabbing motions.
Give me a diplomacy with disadvantage. Unless you have advantage, then just make a normal one.
I do have advantage because I am a negotiator.
So just make a normal roll.
Here, rolling diplomacy. Okay, what is that? I've got that plus 19, baby.
Damn. Yeah.
Skills.
Which
Actually hurt. Ow.
kind of elf were you pointing to? One holding a pole arm? Okay. He is going to dispel what he was holding and just like cautiously walk over. He's gonna like kind of like give a nod to the guy he's paired up with. They're gonna get closer to you, kind of close the gap between you and the Whistler. And the guy is going.
Step back, just one, just to give him the room.
Sure. He's gonna start casting what Tau, Alfred, and Photinos and Crag are gonna know as detect magic. His eyes are gonna glow like a white blue. And then he's gonna go ahead and just kind of like pinch grab the top spike of the Whistler's head. His head's gonna kind of tilt like a curious dog. Tilt back again. His eyebrows are gonna ruffle, and he's gonna let go and kind of take like a few hurried steps back and whisper something to the person he's paired with. What are the rest of you
At
up?
this point, I'm just gonna shuffle forward and like do the same thing. I'm just gonna just to show them I'm not gonna grab the mace and start swinging. I'm just gonna like tap Whistler in the head and be like, "Hey, what'd you tell him?"
Oh, he asked some weird questions. I feel like they haven't been alive for like a few hundred years. But anyway, yeah, I told him you guys were great guys, and you have like some fucking crazy stories, and they're kind of lost too, and they've just kind of been here for a while. So this is all fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, I kind of do know. I'm kind of in the middle of it.
They're lost.
So I relay this back to the party. Like I'm kind of like I kind of do the whole, so Whistler, they said this.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys piece it together. The one that was like speaking in broken common Elvish kind of like gets a little concerned about what you're saying back, because you can kind of pick some of it out, but
Oh.
the one that had begun to shake your hand, but kind of like squeezed and reflexively brought his hand back. Just kind of looks at you with like ruffled eyebrows of just like, what the fuck is going on? Like they're so confused that there's this group of whatevers. None of you are the same. You have a mace that talks, that is saying something to one of his teammates that makes him kind of back off. He's like, he is very physically asking what the fuck.
I shadow shape Cherry into a dagger form and just kind of stick her in like my side and go, I'm confused too. And as broken as possible. Confusion, just start rolling my like temples a little bit.
Where from is what you can make out.
I point just kind of in a general direction. I take out like the crystal, I guess, and point at it and be like, up north, crystals. You know, assuming they might know where this giant crystal forest is.
On like the most basic sense motive, they have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
They don't know about the crystals?
Not what's up north.
Oh. Well, he's kind of at a loss for words. He's just trying to get across the river. So he wants to.
All of the caster types begin weaving hand symbols and pulling something out of their pocket. The one you're talking to holds his like fist up at like a 90-degree angle.
Okay, what, like something like that?
Like hold.
Would I be
Okay.
able to roll like a knowledge arcana and figure out what it is
Sure.
they're doing?
Or a spellcraft.
That was a 10.
I'm gonna do that as well.
Yeah, spellcraft's better.
Use the same roll, but just add the different thing.
Oh. Okay, that's gonna be 14.
Okay.
I
Do we all
got.
spellcraft checks? That's not good enough anyway. 15.
Oh damn! I got a 30.
On a 30, they have woven the signs for a glyph of something.
Like I can't show them.
All of them have woven the same thing. Sabina, you only know that they have all woven the same thing, but not what they're weaving. The rest of you just see them, like, partially cast a spell and then hold.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to show them any more than I'm like not trying to be threatening, but
They're not attacking you. Like,
I know.
it's kind of just a standstill right now, like a very tense standstill between you guys, where he's holding his fist up as like a hold motion. You've kind of just like pointed a crystal, pointed north, pointed across the river. There's a mace in the ground. There's been a couple whispers between many of them, but like it's very tense. The boat is approaching. It's much closer now.
I mean, I asked them help cross. I'm like, or no?
For why?
Or why? Be gone quicker. No more south.
While his fist is up, he offers you his other hand out, but as like an open palm up instead of like a handshake thing. Like a put your hand on mine kind of a gesture, if that makes sense.
Okay. I guess I lean out and do the thing.
When you touch his hand, his fist is going to open up all fingers. The people are going to finish casting, and you are going to step through and find yourself on the deck of the boat. All of you make me a will save, including Tao.
Ooh.
15.
Ooh. 7.
No.
I got an 18 and Alfred got a 20.
23.
29.
7.
Cheville?
You didn't say it out loud. We were
Oh,
muted.
sorry, I thought we weren't muted. 23.
Okay. Those who got less than a 21 are affected by this. Those who are above a 21 are unaffected. You feel a sharp burning suddenly on the back of your neck, as like something was burrowing into the back of your neck. But only for a few moments, and then it kind of subsides and goes away. But it feels like you're left with a burn on the back of your neck. So that is everyone except for Fia, Crag, and Cheville. Okay. Tao, you are on the head of the ship. The rest of you see Tao kind of blink out with this one guy as they touch hands.
Finding myself on the ship, I am confused. Not so much by the transportation, you know, I kind of understand the magic and everything, but like...
There
what
are dozens and dozens of other elves on the ship.
I mean... Why do? Why do this?
Come see. You have
What did you say?
come see.
Okay.
Seen too much, see the rest.
I mean, I can't do anything else. I'm not gonna like fight this dude on this ship right now single-handed, so I follow him.
Okay, what are the rest of you up to? Sho has seemed to, or not Sho, Tao has seemed to committed himself to these strange folk.
I was just trying to get across.
Out of curiosity, those who had that burning sensation, have they made that known to the rest of us who didn't have it?
I'm asking Grok to ask them what they just did to us. If you can.
Because I was
That
thinking, would it be
Whistler.
possible to dispel that magic, or do you think it's already been done?
Whistler.
Okay.
Hey. You want to ask them what they just casted?
Well, you gotta get him to touch me first. I can't really talk out loud, you know? And then,
I just want to make sure you know the plan. You know, not just like, hey, I'm gonna have somebody touch you.
No, of course, I always know the plan. I mean, you think really loudly, so I always kind of know the plan, but, you know, it's okay.
Birds are allowed.
You are. You're the best bird I've ever met, though.
Okay, take it easy. I point at the one elf dude, the same guy, and I do the come here tap.
Same one from before.
The same one. Magic buddy.
He,
Magic casting buddy.
he's gonna ask you a question in Elvish.
I'm just gonna kind of point to my ears and be like,
Okay. He's gonna kind of like side eye you the whole time as he goes to like touch this thing again.
I'll take another step back.
Okay. Sits there for a while, thinks, gets like a little like, oh wow, this is really loud. Let's go. Steps back to the other guy, whispers to him, kind of nudges over to the rest of the group, and they all start kind of whispering amongst themselves of who's left there. And then they all kind of keep looking at you after they've passed the whisper beyond.
So, what happened there, buddy?
Well, they're really scared of you, to be honest. It seems like they don't want to be known about, and now they're known about.
So, did you ask him what kind of spell they just casted?
Oh yeah, that thing?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything quite like it before, but there's it's probably like a seal that makes you not say certain things, so just try not to say what you think they wouldn't want you to say. Otherwise it might hurt you.
Okay.
You know?
So they've suicide squatted us. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what the fuck that is, but it sounds like it would hurt if you said something. And because they're so secretive, they're probably asking you to like keep a secret. But
They couldn't.
it's been like 800 years since I've actually cast a spell, so I don't really it's been a while. Anyway, so like where are we headed?
Yeah, I'll get back to you in a second. So I'm relaying to the party. It's like, hey, so they just casted that thing. Whoever felt the burning thing on the back of the head, if we say certain things, it's gonna hurt. Apparently, that's all I got. I don't know if it's gonna like kill you. I don't know if it's gonna like burn your insides. I don't know if it's gonna summon a griffin from out of nowhere to slash you once and then fly away. I have no idea.
All 4 of the caster types are going to put their hands on the other people's shoulders and then offer out the other hand to you guys in a similar fashion that Tao was offered a hand.
Shh. There's more than 4 of us, but okay. Yeah, I'll grab a hand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you.
I think.
There's 5 pairs then. There's just enough pairs.
Alright, I guess we'll step hesitantly.
Alfred and Miku will be left behind.
Aw.
They'll come back round 2.
I will not take a hand. I'll not take a hand. Alfred can go with one of them, and I'll dimension door with Miku onto the boat.
Okay.
They might
Wait,
not
aren't
like
we
that.
already on the boat?
No. You are all now on the boat.
Sorry?
You are now all on the boat.
Oh, okay.
You were right outside of your campsite before.
I see. I see.
So no.
Yeesh. Okay, I got it.
You're all on the boat. Tao, Photonos, and Crag, give me a intelligence check.
12.
Okay.
God damn it. 9.
Okay.
21.
Alright. You and Photonos realize this longboat is made out of crystal. Made out of clear crystal. But it was forced into this shape through kind of like a stone shape type magic. And the reason it's opaque is because it's filled with billions of cracks that are welded back together again from the magic, forcing it into this shape.
Choice.
It's okay.
This is very cool to an Illumian whose entire, like, city structure is built and maintained out of magically sustained shadow stuff.
Right.
So
This would be
All
really cool
about
to
it.
a construct who works with rocks and crystals.
Ye-
especially-
You'll
yeah.
you'll piece it together over a longer period of time. But until then, you're just like, wow, this place is weird.
There'll be an epiphany moment of like, oh, duh.
Yeah.
It's crystal.
You'll start like scratching at the surface and be like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
They ask you, you want to see the city, Or do
where's
we-
the city?
or do we take you across?
I mean, we've already gone this far. Why the hell not?
We take you across, we never see you again.
Oh,
No, that's also not a bad thing.
are they dead? Are they ghosts? Like traveling to underworld or something? Like what? Huh?
We can only like spend a day or two down there if we do. Like
So that's not a no.
You've got 7
Yeah.
seconds. 6,
Let's keep going.
5,
okay,
4.
keep going.
How do you answer?
To the city. You said show us the rest.
Wait,
Okay.
wait. Okay.
He
That was
gets the
not the-
final
That was
call.
not what I was saying, but okay.
He gets the final call.
He gets a bit of a smirk, gives you a nod, and helps you back up. Like you're like kind of on your knees, but not in like a submissive way, but just like a weird, awkward transportation through here, and he kind of like helps you back up. You guys go sailing for a while. You meet up with a second ship that was not super far behind this one, but just around the bend. And just off in the distance, as you come around, you see a city of all white, with some.
Come on, Matas isn't even here for this. Sorry.
Is this from a thing?
It's from the Silmarillion, I'm pretty sure.
Is
The
it?
style is definitely
Okay.
that energy. I don't know.
I have no idea. I have no idea what it's from. It was just perfect, and I was like, I'll fit this in somewhere.
It's very nice.
Okay. Damn, too bad. But yeah, you see this city or town off in the distance. There is a uncharacteristically lack of crystal around this area, naturally growing as you approach the city.
So it's just totally unlike the rest of pretty much what we've seen so far.
Right. Very out of place.
Sorry. This just to make sure this is on the same side of the continent that we've been traveling.
Yes.
right?
Yeah. So over here on the left is where you were traveling. Over here on the right, it becomes like aggressively wooded, and the crazy, exaggerated mountains continue.
Got it.
You guys approach the city. You come to the city. Feel free to chime in at any time. Excuse me. At any time, if you want to bring anything up, ask any questions, etc.
Do you think they have taverns?
So, coming into the city, you're greeted. You're walked into like the main structure inside the interior walls. Inside, you pass by a bakery, a forge, gardens, a library, a marketplace, mills. Tau, you can make out something about there's mines underneath. There's a shrine of some sort. There are tailors, a tannery, and then something about the old armada is also something you piece together.
In the bar.
By the time you come out in front of what looks like a main government structure towards the center, back center of the interior walls,
Heard.
How long does tongues last?
Oh, wait, let me pull it up.
Minutes?
10 minutes per level.
Okay. So over an hour. You have about 10 minutes left.
Ooh.
Tao.
Oh.
Tao, you cast tongues, right?
No, I just know Elvish.
Who cast tongues? Didn't someone cast tongues?
Cast it, but you canceled it out.
Oh, gotcha. Never mind.
No worries.
Yeah, you're in front of this main structure. You're introduced to some other very highly adorned elven people.
I'm gonna be on my best behavior.
All right.
Very seeing people being sort of proper. I kind of like straighten up a little bit, less like out in the open, walking around. So
He
kind
asks.
of assume more of like a knightly stance, I guess.
He asks you in a more formal elven you're accustomed to. Where are you from? Where did you get those runes around your head?
I'll just tell him. I mean, I'm
Tell him
a
what?
traveler from a different plane. I've come from a very far place, and I've been sent here by my people.
We're alike in a lot of ways. We too come from another plane. Sent of our people, not by our people. We've been running for a long time. We were almost caught. We found a way out, and we took it, and here we are.
Our people share a similar story. I feel your struggles. I'm not going to directly ask him what they're running from, not right now yet anyway.
Okay.
I'd like to eventually, but with so little rapport built up, I'd like to.
Sure. So this whole place probably houses a few thousand in population. The entire city is built from crystal that's filled with like just billions of microfractures. It seems to have all been stone shaped over time from magic users. There seems to be quite a lot of magic around here. There seems to be a very rigid military structure throughout the entire place. Anything else that you guys would like to know? Do you want to go see anything? Do you want to ask these people anything?
Yeah, I'd like to know more about I'd like to discuss with them their travels, how they got here, and some more about the city's crystal, where they get it from underground if they are mining it. So.
They've harvested all of the local crystal that was growing above ground and then just kind of repurposed it and placed it where they needed to. They tell you long ago that their elders fled the destruction of the abyss opening up and corrupting their world. They fled above the skies and were once again confronted with unending hostilities. They came across a shrinking hole in the sky sea that appeared to have a sunny coastline and heavily forested lands. And having been chased down by ever-increasing sky squid folk, they took a gamble and went through the hole as it was closing behind them. Clipped the wings of their ship. It didn't quite fit through the hole. It fit enough. And they kind of landed just north of here and made their way down. They tell you that the other people that live around here are incredibly hostile and prejudiced. They've been called beasts. They attacked and waged guerrilla warfare against the elves immediately. So they move south down here, and it seems to have been the safest place they've found so far. And they
Sure.
really cherish their secrecy. And they kind of casually threaten your life while they say that.
I mean, I'm grateful that they are showing us such kindness with such, added extras, I guess. Coming from a city with such a background that's similar, I'm kind of just like, yeah, I'm used to this. I can't tell you as much, just like you can't tell me as much. So, but I think that
They respect that. They like kind of understand that there's a whole lot more that they don't really know or understand. And they're just like, yeah, there's probably other people that have fallen into the same situation that we have.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna ask them if there's like a place we can lodge up, or if they'd like to show us around or whatever.
Yeah, you guys can take a walk through. Same things. There's some place that's called the or where is kept the Old Armada. There's a grove that they keep, some kind of sacred grove that they keep across the bay on the other side of the waters in the more forested area. You can easily find a place to stay.
Cool. Anything you guys want to do? I've been main hogging these poor elves, so.
So, would you say it's kind of similar to towns we've seen before?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not remotely.
In that, like, building structure, or like, because I'm thinking of
Everything. Everything is very foreign. It's like, it's like growing up in LA and then going to a Kazakhstani town at the foot of the steppe.
Interesting.
We're just like, it's a completely different thing. Everything's structured differently. Everything's built differently. All the languages are different. All the norms are different. Everything's just vastly different.
Interesting.
Like,
I think you mentioned the marketplace. I think that would be interesting to explore.
okay.
Oh, is it safe for us to explore on our own? Just wander around?
I was gonna ask him that as well. This has got to be the weirdest thing many of these people have seen, and this is definitely kind of uncomfortable for all of us. So,
For some reason.
how do we convey to the rest of these people that we're okay?
He asks what your wishes are.
I'll give him more info on, like, my mission. Like, hey, we're trying to get to a specific spot out west. Like, we don't really know where yet, but we were trying to head around what we thought would eventually be the end of a cove when we ran into you. So, our goal is to get across the river and to head back up north and then west.
He asks how far west do you need to go?
Alfred. I finger gun at him.
He kind of shrugs.
Okay. Well, he knew where we needed to go this way. I don't
Yeah.
know if he knew where we needed to go.
No.
All right. Well, I tell him that we need to follow this line.
Mm-hmm.
We know this way. We just don't know how far that way. So.
Okay. They let you know they can send you over to the other side. They appreciate someone being able to empathize with what they've kind of gone through. They wish you luck. And they kind of say like something in their dialect that's almost entirely in their dialect. And you can make out good luck. And that's about it.
I kind of like bow
Out of many, many, many words.
kind of give him a simple thanks or whatever,
Okay.
after we go to the market and check out all that shit. So
Cool. You guys head to the market? What are you looking for?
So, is it safe for us to wander off on our own?
Within the interior walls.
Okay.
And you will be chaperoned.
Understood.
Okay, so we can't wander off on our own. We need to be supervised.
No burning down another inn.
Yeah. Right.
Assaulting someone, especially in this town.
Seeing as most of it's made out of crystal, I don't see that as a possibility.
Just don't put anything on fire. Just don't fire for a little bit, Fia. You can fire all you want once we get across the river. Okay.
You guys get to the market. Pretty much above board. You see some like locally hunted animals. You see a lot of things you kind of scavenged for earlier. You see some like milled lumber. You see things made out of this clear turned to white crystal. You see some fine fabrics made. What are you guys looking for?
Any type of, I mean, this is gonna be weird, but like booksellers,
There's
scroll sellers, or something.
you ask a few people and they all point you to the library.
Okay, well, I'll be in the library looking up research on, maybe some of this crystal stuff, because that kind of interests me. And it's,
I
What-
feel like
if they're willing to share.
What are the rest of you up to?
I feel like it'd be important to look for food, but also any magical items.
What kind of magical items are you looking for?
I don't know, something sparkly.
Okay. What are the rest of you up to? Food and sparklies, library.
I
Just
just
wandering
want to
market.
wander around.
Just wandering around the market as well.
Do you stick with Photonos or do you guys go on different paths?
I'll go with
Oh,
something.
if you want to stay in the market, I would recommend staying with someone else. I want to like walk through the city, like just observe architecture and how they've built this place. Because it seems really cool to me.
Okay.
That sounds fun too, actually. I'll do that.
I'll go with Photonos too.
Okay. Alright, so you three are gonna kind of walk around and absorb the setting. Walking around, you guys see that there is a structure being built, and you see several of the less armored folk kind of casting stone shape, but it's like an elongated ritual almost, where several of them are like holding down raw materials as others are like pulling from the raw materials and shaping it. Seems like a team effort. And it's not just like 2 people team. This is like a 10-person team to move things around.
Wow.
You can't tell what they're saying, but just kind of like by the body language, how they're pointing and how they're like kind of talking with their hands and arms. They seem to really like this stuff, and it seems to be very durable or protective or helpful.
Cool.
You also find a large building in like, I guess I would describe like the far back wall towards where the highest altitude part of the city is, like the government district. On one of the side walls, there's just this like large windowless structure that seems to definitely go down past the ground line much further than up. It's got like greenish, almost looks like giant leaves as like banners flapping outside. It's like these tall, narrow flags.
Cool.
Coolio.
Probably about 30 on each side between like a large archway that leads into the building.
Beautiful.
Shinies and food. What kind of food are you looking for?
Well, I've been living off of rations and random things foraged. Is there anything that is not in those categories?
Yeah, you see a lot of really wild cuts of meat of a bunch of different shades of colors, some that you don't even trust. There's a lot of smells. There are fish smells that you've never smelled before. There's like bacon smells that you've never smelled before that are just like strange but delicious at the same time. Like they both make you nauseous and hungry at the same time. You see a shorter, older man juggling little gemstones of sorts. They're not quite like the crystals, but they're similarly colored. And they seem to juggle themselves as he holds his hand out. And he's like kind of like talking out towards the market as these things are just kind of like making circles above his hand and around his head.
I'm going to approach the guy.
Mhm.
Obviously, I don't speak Elvish.
Mhm.
Like, can I somehow ask him how much they'd be?
How would you do that?
That's a great question.
It's a great question.
I'm going to point at them and hold up my coin purse.
It kind of gives you like a wave, like come over here kind of a thing.
I'll go over.
Okay. He seems to be expecting something.
Oh.
He's looking at you expectantly.
I will take out a gold piece and offer it.
Kind of gives like keeps his hand up and is like kind of giving you a nod, being like, okay. And?
Interesting. I'm going to add 9 more.
He kind of like starts like looking around, like tilts his head a little bit towards you.
Well, sir, could you have it perhaps written in common somewhere?
He doesn't understand what any of that means. He is gonna write a number down. It says 10,000.
10,000? 10,000 what?
Like, kind of, like, puts his finger on one of your coins and rubs it back and forth across the table.
Well, I don't have 10,000 of those. For some shiny rocks. See, bonkers. Well, this is awkward. I'm going to... No, I can't speak with him. I don't really know what to do.
It's alright.
There's no one with me, is there?
Huh?
There's no one that's with me? I think everyone else went with Photonos.
I don't know what Chevil's up to.
He also went with Photonos.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Then yes, you are alone.
Great.
Unless you want Miku with you, but still pretty much alone.
Yeah.
Moral support.
I'm going to
Yeah.
put my hands up and be like, sorry, but that's kind of a lot for some shiny rocks. And
He kind of shoos you away. Not in like a very insulting way, but like, come on, don't waste my time.
well, sorry. I mean, they're rocks. 10,000 is a bit much. And I guess I'm gonna go wander over back to the interesting meat section. Maybe find that bacon.
Yeah, you find it. Do you end up buying meat? How much do you buy? How much do you want to buy?
In what quantities do you want? Do you want it by like
Days.
how long it will last us?
Days worth of like nutrition.
So my question is, how much could Fia carry of days?
I mean, if she's gonna like waddle herself out of there, probably 4 days for each person. 4 days for the whole party worth of food.
Yeah. We're gonna say that Miku's with me, and Miku's gonna help.
Miku is not going to be able to help you.
Bag of holding, bag of holding.
Yeah, you can stuff his backpack full of meat.
Bag of holding.
We're gonna do that, and I'll carry the rest of it. And we'll do about 4 days worth.
Okay. Yeah, that'll probably cost you about like 20 gold total.
Perfect.
Choice.
Are they weirded out by the money, or they're just like, oh, this is cool?
You see that they like weigh each coin before they accept it.
I mean, I don't blame them. It's kind of
Gold
funny,
is
but-
gold.
So, what are the rest of you up to? You're in front of this building.
I'm just exploring. I'm just like observing cool shapes and patterns and things. I know I can't talk to anybody, so
Okay.
just trying to absorb as much as I can.
Oddly like mid-Asian, like Hindu Europe, yeah, like Hindu-ish, mid-Asian, not Eastern Asian, not Western Asian. Kind of that vibe going on.
Just super cool.
Cool.
What are the rest of you looking for? Searching for?
Not looking for anything really. Just walking around, seeing the sights.
Okay. You get a lot of the same. A lot of same vibes.
Just kind of looking for the general scope of the area, districts.
I'm reading.
Yeah, it's you've got this like interior city which takes up probably 80% of the city. There's a couple like little branches that come out of it. There's like one chunk that's probably like the other 20% of the city that's just kind of like an offshoot on its own thing. It's like connected, but it has its own walls, and it's outside of this main walled-in area. And then it seems to be like this walled, long stone road down the hillside to the harbor, which has like its own kind of town around it. You're going to run across the one of the main guys that you had talked to. They kind of told you about how they got here, that Tao was talking to. And he's going to ask how long do you plan on staying here? Where do you need to go?
He's asking me alone.
No, all of you generally as a group. It's very, very broken common. Where go next? Do stay? How long?
A day, no less.
Not long.
He'll like write out the number 1 and a question mark.
Not long.
I'm gonna turn to everybody else. How long do we want to stay here, guys?
Are we planning on staying a lot? Like 1 day is probably fine, rest and then
Yeah.
head further west, back onto that
Yeah.
line.
Squawk.
If Tao were with you, he would say just that. We only need a day, and that's probably good enough.
Cool. Tao, what do
It'd be
you?
a really cool place to investigate if we could speak the language, but since we can't, it's pretty
Yeah.
redundant.
Tao, what are you looking for?
Immediately, I want to see if they have any more knowledge of, like, the western side of the lake. I want to look up cartography and stuff like that, but
Okay.
secretly, I'm also just going to grab a bunch of books and just, like, sit there and binge read, because it's probably been a good week or two since I've
Give me
had
a
a proper book.
search.
Steal some
Okay.
books.
No, not steal books. Literally just want to, like, read. Absorbing new knowledge is just so cool.
Just getting his
So-
fix.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys wander around. Fia will come back with meats in whatever inn you choose to stay at. You guys will talk about the meats and which weird ones you picked out, and why they smell
Got
like
it.
rotting bananas.
Oh,
You're
God.
welcome.
Does he tell you how to prepare this stuff?
What do you mean? You just throw it over fire?
What'd you roll?
It's not that difficult. Why would I ask?
I got a 19.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, they seem to have been on some great city-sized ship of some sort. In what only makes sense as the Astral Sea, but it's not described in a way that you would describe the Astral Sea, being familiar with it. So it's weird. It's weird and peculiar. They were in some like great ship. They squeezed through some naturally occurring portal as they were basically backed into a corner, running away from some evil things. They crash landed, picked up everything they had once they made contact with the native humans around here, and moved south until they got into like a more defensible position. They don't seem to have too big of a problem with the wildlife around here. They seem to get along with a lot of it. And they are trying to regrow their power on the other side of the river, since nothing major seems to grow over here.
Okay.
Crystals seem to be a great resource to build things out of, is mostly what you get.
There's no more information on like the other side of the going west or whatever in our general direction, but
No, they have gone as far as their grove and a little bit further, and it is just lush
that's it.
and heavily populated with large animals.
Do they have anything that I could, learn about the animal ecology?
It varies wildly. They decided to settle over here because there's a whole lot less activity, and whatever there is, they can handle.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll just spend a couple hours there and then head back to the inn once it starts getting dark.
Okay. You guys are all at the inn. Wake up the next day.
Are we still being escorted? Like, are there people?
There are people outside your door if you want to peek out around the corner. They're still there.
Okay.
Different people, but they're still there.
Well, would there be a way? I guess I'm addressing the group. Would there be a way to ask them what's the best way to cross the river and how to get?
They'll take you.
Yeah, they'll boat us across,
Oh, perfect.
and then we'll be good.
I think we should just load up with what we need and head off.
Yeah. I mean, if they can just take us across, we'll be good from there. So.
Crag, while you're sleeping in the night, you have another dream. You have a similar dream to the dream you had last time, where your arm takes the liquid form. But this time your entire entity takes the liquid form. You bounce around as a liquid for a while, and it's a very foreign experience, but it feels so very real. You're able to shift your shape into all kinds of weird geometries. You can put what feels like your chest or your hand all the way over where your feet should be. And you can just start messing with all kinds of weird inputs and outputs of your body, or where things are supposed to be. And then you wake up kind of suddenly.
Great.
Very strange.
So is that technically a wet dream?
Maybe.
Ooh.
Kinda.
Frickin' Terminator 2 dream.
Kinda. Never seen it, but probably.
We're innovating.
All right. So you guys ask them to cross the river.
Yeah. Once we get all our stuff and
They're going to ask the ones that succeeded their will save. They kind of like pat the backs of their necks and offer their hand as a handshake.
I'm gonna shake it.
You've also seen something burned into the back of your allies' necks, some kind of symbol.
Nah.
Mm.
Craig
I'm just gonna,
Craig does not seem about it.
I like fire, but see, I'm good with it. There's really no reason to get burned.
I mean, you don't talk about the city, nothing bad happens. Done.
You see three of the people make the same hand gestures and then stop at a certain point holding something that you saw before.
All right. I submit.
Cheville gives in, offers his hand.
I'm good.
Crag holds tight. Both staring daggers into Fia from either side.
Fia's gonna just pretend she's confused. I don't understand what's being asked of me.
Give me a bluff.
I'm gonna fiddle with something.
Give me a bluff.
I'm pretty bluffy.
Since we noticed
21.
that. Sorry.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, since we noticed that there are marks on the necks, could I spend like the last evening, like trying to understand what it is? Like, is it a curse? Is it what specific type of thing this is?
How do you
right
go?
now?
How do you go about figuring that out?
I was just gonna spellcraft check because I
Okay.
don't really have any other ability to do so.
Sure, go for it.
Why not? At 20.
Dang.
It is some kind of hybrid between a curse and a glyph.
Okay. Interesting.
No thanks.
We'll work on that later. I have some.
High level stuff.
No thank you.
That's fine.
Okay.
Alright. Interesting.
Cheville, you offer your hand. The burning is there. It is real painful, but not completely unbearable, and you go through with it. Fia and Crag, they kind of retract their hand a little bit and then offer it out kind of timidly. Are you going through with this or not?
Nah. No thank you.
Fia?
Did my bluff work?
Yeah, they didn't immediately brand you.
Oh. Well,
They're offering you a second chance.
Oh boy.
I'm going to look at Crag. And if she's holding tight, then I will too.
Cheville, you see the one that branded you start writing something down in a parchment. Just kind of scribbling away. Kind of looking up towards you guys and then scribbling away some more.
Oh boy.
You guys are told that there's a boat at the dock that'll take you over. They ask if you want to see the groves before you leave. If not, they will take you across safely and let you be on your way.
Let's get across.
Yeah.
Alright. Guy's gonna finish writing in the parchment, roll it up, hand it to some other person you've never seen before, and they're gonna make their way back towards town as you are at the harbor. You guys get on the boat. You sail across. It is no longer the morning, but the second part of the day. You are let off. This place is lush. Very, very lush. Let me pull up.
There's like a sad face and all this shit in there now.
Right. Let me pull up some images for you. This place is extremely lush. There are mountains that are sudden. Some of them flatten out suddenly up top, down below. There are trees growing everywhere. If it's a cliff, there's trees growing out of it. If it's flat, there's trees growing from it. There's grass. There's grass that grows so thick that it looks like trees. This place is just lush. That's an example of what things look like on the other side. Think just like lush jungle. There's water everywhere.
Like Kong Skull Island lush.
Sure. Just everywhere.
Ooh,
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah.
There are rivers and streams everywhere. It is just lush and happening.
Very pretty.
Well, all right. Which way?
Alright.
northwest.
Yeah. Let's get back on some level of this.
Cool.
So
Who's leading the way? Who's keeping watch?
I'm just gonna take a wild guess here.
You're leading the way?
Yes.
Who's keeping watch?
I tried and failed at that.
I can do it.
hell yeah, Craig.
That's a 14 on survival, by the way.
Alright, roll me a 66.
Oh, here we go. Yes, sir. My favorite time of day. What will damage Rock this time? Bees? Rocks? A butterfly?
His own jokes.
An elder god. Oh,
God comes down just to spite you.
51.
Ooh.
So the elder god pops out of the ground directly in front of you. It is Cthulhu, summoned from his realm of dreams.
Choice.
Okay.
Game over.
Who's the spot?
Me and I got a net one.
Okay. You guys make it over the ridge, get down towards the bottom of the ridge, keep walking, and it starts to get a little foggy the closer you get towards the bottom of this ridge. Gets a little foggier, gets a little foggier. Wow, it's fucking thick. Wow, it's real thick. You can see like the bottoms of like these large mountain peaks kind of poking out. You can see the bottoms of trees, but not the entire trees.
Cool.
It's real foggy. Craig, you hear a familiar voice in your head.
Oh boy.
Come to us. You are coming close. Come to us. Prodigy, come to us.
Any more specific? Like slightly more specific.
You will hear.
Was like
Do you guys march forward
Wait,
some more?
what? Do I not hear anything?
Nope.
I didn't hear anything that you said. Okay, great.
Keep going. You asked for anything more specific. There really wasn't anything more specific.
Great.
Man, I have so many images for this place. Alright, so like This is kind of what it looks like. There are just giant shards of crystals. There are trees that like wrap themselves around crystals, kind of feeding off the crystal's energy as it grows. There's just like big chunks of rock, and in between chunks of rock, there's probably a waterfall or water falling through it. There are ferns fucking everywhere. It is just lush jungle. There are birds flying everywhere. There are lizards skittering up every tree. There are beetles and bugs flying everywhere. This place is just super duper duper lush. Again, just like waterfalls fucking everywhere. We'll download this one and keep it up. Are you guys marching for a third day? Or a third part of the day?
What time of day is it?
Is it?
Evening, 5 p.m., 5 to 9.
Basically.
So if we don't set up camp now, we'd be like in the middle of the night trying to do that.
It will be dark when you are setting up camp, if you don't do it now.
So let's do the thing.
All right,
Yep.
do it now.
Who's setting up?
I can help.
I will set up. Yeah.
And you have the tent. So.
Oh yeah, you got the insta fort.
Roll me a survival.
23.
Alright.
What flavor is the saltwater taffy today? What I just found in
Surprise. Meatloaf surprise.
Meatloaf. Again?
Surprise.
Dang
It doesn't
it.
taste like meatloaf. When has meatloaf surprise ever tasted like meatloaf? Come on.
It tastes
Meatloaf
like the
surprise
same way
tastes
that banana
exactly
taffy.
like meatloaf.
The same way that banana candy tastes like quote unquote banana, this taffy tastes like quote unquote meatloaf.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys
What
come.
does quote unquote meatloaf
Salted
taste
chocolate.
like?
That's something you gotta find from within yourself.
This
You-
is a struggle for Crag. With no taste buds.
You guys come up to just like super dense mountains / rock faces in front of you. They're basically vertical for a while. Covered in trees. There's fog all around you at the bottom.
I'll choke.
But we do find a decent spot to like set up camp and do all that then?
Totally.
Choice.
Delightful.
Watches. Everyone wanna roll for watches real quick?
20 dirty.
16.
14.
22.
Nice. What'd you
Where's that 22, Crag?
What'd you kids roll?
Yes.
Finally.
Yeah. End game.
And then
Yeah.
he's like, I rolled spinach.
It was a 4 and a 2.
Oh, was it a 4?
Yes.
Never mind. But then he rolled a 2.
Oh, goodness.
Wait.
But it's spots, so +6 +5.
Is it clear enough weather to have advantage from the glasses? Or the
No.
goggles?
No.
15? I'll take that.
Yeah, I figured.
A 15?
Total? For each of you? For both of you?
Yeah.
Okay. Who got lower than a 15? Alright.
14.
Tau, depending on your shift in the night, you hear leaves shaking, a loud bass thump. It's kind of repetitive, as if something's walking towards you. Or by you. Something's walking, and it is real heavy.
Oh joy. Okay.
Some of the dust starts sifting its way through the rocks above your camp, above the campsite. Your coffee mug is shaking, and you see the Jurassic Park like water displacement.
Oh joy. um. Well, I'm gonna tell everyone, wake everyone up, and be like, "Hey yo, big boy on his way." In more proper terms.
All right.
My brain can muster right now.
So you guys are all inside of your guys' tent. You're all waking up to loud, bassy thumps on the outside. You hear trees breaking, and like more than one at a time. Like just the loud crash of trees being forcefully broken. The crunch of just many, many tons of weight against the ground. And we'll pick up there tomorrow. Or not tomorrow,
Cool.
but next week.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Wake up early.
Yep. Everyone jump back on for
10 a.m.
session.
Yeah, 10 a.m. sesh. Let's go.
The
Early
D&D
bird.
marathon.
Yeah.
Well, good game. Sorry it wasn't super duper exciting, but we're setting up for some cool stuff.
No, it was good.
Has to be done.
Got exploration mechanics, which are much better than what are in the books, in my personal opinion.
You know when a language barrier and bees are the hardest thing of the trip? We had an okay day.
Yeah, yeah.
A unique day. A unique day.
You guys weren't forcefully deafened out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Yeah,
You
right.
got us.
Yep.
Manatees didn't attack us thanks to some super purrs.
Yeah, yeah. A little
That was awesome.
little cat fight.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right.